Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In the previous video, we started designing this responsive navigation bar for our website. And this is our progress as of now. We can see that we have designed the desktop version. Now in this video, we will make it responsive. So we'll create a mobile version for this nav bar. So let's get started. Alright, so here's the source code of our nav bar, and let's go ahead and create a media query. So here I'm in the CSS. Now we'll create two media queries. So for the first one, I'll just set a max width, and let's set it to 700 pixels. So whenever the screen size is less than 700 pixels, all the styles that we have over here inside this block will be added to our design. So let me just open the inspector so that we can see the screen width. I'll just minimize this. And now if we increase the width of this browser, we can see that we have the screen dimensions displayed over here at the top right. So here we can see we have set a media query of 700 pixels. So I'll just bring it just around 700 pixels. And what we'll do is we'll just reduce the space between these menu items. So let's type navbar ULA, and if you scroll up, we can see that for the navbar ULA we have added a padding of 0 and 32 pixels. So let's scroll down and we'll just reduce the padding a little bit. So I'll just have padding and 0 for top and bottom and 20 pixels for left and right. And now we can see we have less space between these menu items. And if I increase the screen width, now we can see we have more space. So that's it with the first media query. Alright, now let's add one more media query. So let's add a media query for less than 640 pixels. So I'll just decrease the width a little bit. And here we'll just type at media. And let's set a max width of 640 pixels. So now when the screen width is less than 640 pixels, all the styles that we have over here inside this block will be added to our design. So what we will do is we just hide these menu items and these icons when we are less than 640 pixels. So let's tap navbar container UL for selecting these menu items. And let's also type navbar container. And if you go to the HTML, we can see that we have a division with the class of social. So let's also target this. Let's tap social. And let's set the display to none. And now we can see we don't have the menu items and also the icons displayed over here. Now the next thing we will do is we'll create a menu icon over here so that when you click on that, we want the menu items to be displayed over here. So for that, let's go back to our HTML file. And here after this social division, let's create a division with the class of menu icon. And here we will add a font awesome icon. So let's open font awesome and let's go to icons and let's search for menu, and let's scroll down and we're going to use this icon called bars. So let's click on this and let's click on this code to copy it, and let's paste it over here inside the menu icon division. And now we can see we have the menu icon displayed over here. Now while we are here in the HTML, let's also add the menu items for the mobile version. So after this nav, let's create a UL and we'll also give it a class of mobile menus. And in that we will have the list items. So we'll just copy the same list items from here. So I'll just copy all of this. And let's scroll down and paste it over here inside this UL. And let's create one more li for the social media icons. So I'll just type li and I'll just copy this social division from here. And let's paste it over here inside this li. Alright, now let's go to our style.css file, and the first thing we will do is we will hide all of this by default. So here before the media queries, I'll just type navbar container menu icon. And I'll just set the display to none, and we'll also hide these mobile menus. So for that we have a class of mobile menus. So I'll just target that over here. Here I'll just type dot mobile menus. Alright, now let's style the menu icon and the mobile menus in the mobile version. So let's scroll down and let's go to the 640 pixels media query. And here let's type navbar container menu icon, and let's set the display to block, and we'll set the font size to 24 pixels, and we'll also set the cursor to pointer. Now when we are in the mobile version, we want to display this navbar container at the top, so we don't want to have any space over here. So if we scroll up, we can see that for the navbar container we have set a margin top of 24 pixels. So here I'll just type navbar container, and let's set the margin top to 0, and I'll also set the top position to 0. Let's also set the height to 40 pixels. Alright, now let's style the menu items. So for the menu items we have a class of mobile menus. So I'll just type mobile menus, and let's set the display to flex, and we'll set the flex direction to column, and we'll also set align items to the center. We'll also set the position to fixed, and let's set the left position to 0 and the right position to 0 so that it is in the center. And we'll also add a top position of 24 pixels, and let's add a background color. So I'll just set the background color to a dark gray color, and let's also add some styles to this anchor tag. So here we can see inside the mobile menus we have the anchor tags. So let's target that. I just type mobile menus A, and let's set the color of the text to white, and let's set the font family to Roboto, and we'll also remove the underlines. So I'll just type text decoration and set it to none, and let's set the text transform to uppercase, and we'll also set the font size to 14 pixels. Alright, now let's go back to the mobile menus, and let's remove these bullets. So I'll just type list style and set it to none, and we'll also remove the padding that comes by default with the UL. So I'll just type padding 0, and let's set the gap between the items to 24 pixels, and let's set the height of the mobile menus to 200 pixels, and we'll also set a padding of 32 pixels top and bottom and 0 for left and right. Alright, now let's add some basic styles to these icons. So the icons are inside the social division, and inside that we have the anchor tags. So let's type mobile menus social A, and let's set the font size to 28 pixels, and let's add a margin of 0 for top and bottom and 8 pixels for left and right. Now we don't want to display these menu items by default, we just want to display them when we click on this menu icon. So by default we will set the height to 0, and we will add a class called active to this mobile menus. So I'll just type mobile menus dot active, and when we have the active class we will set the height back to 200 pixels, and we'll also remove this padding from here, and I'll just paste it over here in the active class. And now we can see that the menu items are still displayed over here. So here we can see these menu items are displayed over here. So we don't want to display anything when we have a height of 0. So for that we have to set the overflow to hidden. And now we can see that nothing is displayed over here. And let's go back to our index.html file, and let's add a class of active to the mobile menus. So I'll just type active over here. And now we can see that the mobile menus are displayed over here. And if we remove the active class, we cannot see them anymore. So now the last thing we need to do is add and remove the active class to the mobile menus when we click on this menu icon. So we will do that using JavaScript. So if you scroll down, we can see that we have already linked our JavaScript file over here. Now in the JavaScript file, we need to reference two things from the HTML. We need to reference the mobile menus and also the menu icon. Now before getting started with the JavaScript file, let's go to the style.css file, and we'll also add a transition so that we will have smooth animation. So I'll just type transition, and I'll just set the transition to all 400 milliseconds ease. Alright, now let's go to a JavaScript file, and let's reference these two elements from here. So we have classes of menu icon and mobile menus. So here I'll just type const menu icon equals document.querySelector, and we have the menu icons inside navbar container. and in that we have menu icon. Right now let's reference the mobile menus. So I'll just type const mobile menus equals document.query selector mobile menus. Alright, now let's add an event listener to this menu icon. So let's type menu icon dot add event listener, and we will listen for the click event, and let's create a function over here. And here we just need to add and remove the active class from the mobile menus. So I'll just type mobile menus dot class list dot toggle active. So what this line of code does is that if it has the class of active, then it will remove it, and if it doesn't have the class of active, then it will add it. Right now let's test it out. So let's click on this menu icon, and we can see that the menu items are displayed over here. And let's click on this menu icon once more, and it goes back. So everything is working alright. Let's open the desktop version and let's see whether we have any problems. And the desktop version also works alright. So that's basically how you create a responsive navbar using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Alright, so that's it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.